So who I look at, Moo?
Nah, you look bad.
Look at the camera.
Look at the camera. All right. That's how we gonna do this thing.
So you're gonna start off by saying your name, who you are,
Tell me when.
where you grow up, what was the environment like, and how did you meet Muta?
Okay.
And then after you go through all that, then I got three more for you. Okay.
So this camera dope as hell.
Word. You could. Oh yeah. You could play back.
Yeah.
Ew. Selling cocaine. You ready?
Yeah. Whoa.
Say my name.
Yeah, he know, yeah. Start with your name.
My name is Castro. A former member of the Outlaws.
Where did you grow up?
Oh yeah, okay. My name is Castro, former member of the Outlaws. I grew up in New York City, and I met Muta originally. I used to spend a lot of time in New Jersey at Yaki, aka Gaddafi house. And when we was youngsters, probably like maybe 10, 11, 12, I met Muta and his brothers at Yaki house momentarily. And then maybe about 10 years later, not even 10, maybe about 7 years later, 5 years later, I met him again when he came to Atlanta, Georgia.
How did you view him growing up?
Well, when I really got acquainted with it was when he came to Atlanta. And he was funny, you know what I'm saying? He was a funny young dude. He was real small, but he thought he was real big, you know what I'm saying? So that was cool, you know what I mean? And when he came, he fit right in, you know, he was like somebody that was missing, that found his way home, you know what I mean? So like somebody that was always supposed to be there, so it was automatic 100.
Growing up, did Muta ever mention his parents?
Yup.
So did he ever sense that his parents' murder had affected him in any way?
Yeah, Moo he used to talk about his parents and what happened when he was young. He never really got into how it affected him, but you knew, you know what I'm saying? You knew how it affected him. He may have touched on how, you know, he never really got deep into it, but it was just something that was new, that was known how it affected him, and he wasn't really comfortable feeling for him. You know what I'm saying? That he didn't have no parents, but he had his grandmother and his grandfather. I think her name was Mary, and his grandfather's name was Odall.
How did you guys start rapping, and how did Dramacidal form? And what did Muta bring that was unique to the group?
We started rapping when he came. As soon as he got on the scene, we was already rapping. We was already a group. We was Dramacidal or the Young Thugs or something like that. And when he came, he had 2 songs. He had Money Had Me Feeling Like a Star, Money and Murder, and another song. That was dope. Dope as shit. I wish I could find him now. So we knew when he came that he was going to be a part of our little thing, you know what I'm saying? And he added an extra grit to it and a lot more soul to what we was doing, you know what I'm saying? So he was like I said, he was a piece that was missing. So it was 100. It was perfect. And what was the other one?
How did the Outlaws come about?
Well, we grew up together. It was me and Mout grew up together when he was in Coney Island. His mother and my mother were close. Me and Yacht grew up together when he was in Jersey. His mother and my family was close. Like I said, I used to spend a lot of time, a lot of weekends going to Jersey from New York. Yacht grew up with Fatal and Noel Montclair, however that worked out. And Moo kind of grew up with Yaki. So Yaki brought those 3 in, and everybody else just came together. You know, Yaki and Mount knew each other, Edie knew each other. Not really. They didn't really know each other until I brought them together, though. When one summer when Edie moved to Minnesota, me and Yak went out there for the summer, and then they kind of start kicking it from there.
How did Muta get the name Napoleon, and what was his demeanor like as an outlaw?
He had the Napoleon complex. He was short, you know what I mean? He was little. So it was only right that his name was Napoleon, specifically because the whole reasoning behind the outlaw names was enemies of America, you know. So his name was Napoleon because he was short and he had an attitude problem. You know what I mean? He had the Napoleon complex.
How was your relationship with Muta, and elaborate on any events that you can recall?
Me and Moo was cool. Like that was my man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when Moo came around, it was like, you know, I remember him from when we were little. And you know, it was like, how could you not get along with him? You know what I mean? He was cool. He was like one of us. He was funny. We thought we was wild. He was a lot wilder than we was though. You know what I'm saying? So it was all good. And a lot of few little things in our relationship. I don't know. You know what I mean? It was a long time ago. I can't really think of nothing too specific. You know, maybe as we talking, I might come up with something, but you know, everything. Moo was that guy. You know what I mean? He was a little dude with a big heart. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't really take no shit. You know what I'm saying? He was a troublemaker for some. He used to start a lot of shit, especially got that Hennessy in him. It was popping.
What's your reviews, and how do you feel about the West Coast versus the East Coast war battle?
I don't. That West Coast, East Coast shit, I don't have no views on it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really affect me. I didn't really see it as no East Coast or West Coast thing. Even though in reality it kind of was, because it was a problem for people from the West Coast to go to the East Coast and vice versa. But you know, I was from New York in California, throwing up the West Side, so I was confused as it was. So I don't know, I didn't really, I was young, so I didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter.
When Hit 'Em Up was released, what effect do you think it had on the community?
It shook up the rap game because Hit 'Em Up shook it up because, you know, in hip hop, you know, you got beef records and, you know, people going back and forth. But what Pac did with that record was he made it very personal. You know what I'm saying? He made it personal. And he made it to where, I mean, you had to do something. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't just rap no more. You had to either do something or don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because the shit he was saying was so critical. And then he had the youngsters on there riding with him. So it changed the way beef songs were done, you know, ever since then. You know what I mean? Now they more personal. So what Hit 'Em Up did to the hip hop community was turn that shit upside down to where the beef shit is not so trivial no more. It's serious, you know what I mean? It's egos and pride and shit involved. So yeah, that Hit 'Em Up shit did some real serious damage.
How was Muta's relationship with Gaddafi?
They was close.
And how did Gaddafi's death affect Muta? Did it affect Muta in any way?
Gaddafi's death and Muta, I never really spoke to Mu about how it affected him, but I know it affected him some kind of way because his cousin was involved with it. So it left everybody in a weird position. You know what I'm saying? It left everybody in a weird position, particularly him. You know what I'm saying? And maybe us too, to a certain degree. You know what I mean? It just left it just left everybody in a weird position because his cousin did it. You know what I'm saying? He introduced them to each other. And they were actually homeboys. Like they was partners. You know what I'm saying? Once they got together, they kicked it. So the dude who killed Gaddafi.
The losses that Muta was dealing with could have affected the group in any way?
It could have. I don't know. And he can answer that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think it might have did, you know what I mean? But Mu was kind of paranoid, you know what I'm saying? Mu was like a little paranoid nigga so just that situation alone probably put some shit on his heart where he thought that everybody was against him from time to time.
What happened to the Outlaws and why did Muta leave?
I don't know exactly why Muta left. I mean, it was a few reasons. It was never one clear reason. You know, one reason was something between him and Noble that was kind of sketchy. You know, I never understood it. On his part, on Muta's part, I didn't understand what was his issue with Noble and the things that he was accusing Noble of. I didn't think that it was possible for Noble to do those things. And then also he was getting closer to his religion at the same time. So I think all of that played a part into it, you know, and he maybe have used the Noble thing to help him get away from it, but I don't think he was comfortable doing it anymore the way we were doing it.
So describe some of the differences between his character after he became Muslim, and how did his change affect you? Do you think?
Well, Moot, after he converted, it was a slow change. After he converted to Islam, it was slow, but it was fast too at the same time, because he stopped drinking soon after, and he started praying. You know what I'm saying? We would take trips, and it was right after September 11th, and it was time to make prayer, and he was at the airport, and he pulled out his rug and started doing what he do, and it caused a little controversy at the airport. So we didn't understand it though. You know what I'm saying? That we was real ignorant to religion, period. Especially one as strict as Islam is, or as it seemed to us at the time. So we were ignorant to it. But it didn't really change his personality, besides the fact that he found some kind of peace, you know what I'm saying, with himself, to where he was a lot more calmer. But soon after he found the religion, I didn't see him for a few years, you know what I mean? I spoke to him periodically. But it was a time where it was kind of strange, the relationship, you know what I mean? We didn't talk to him, he didn't talk to us, and we didn't know what was going on, you know what I'm saying? And we were just doing what we was doing.
What are your final thoughts about Muta, and why should people watch this documentary?
Well, Mu, first of all, just his story is an interesting story. You know what I mean? It's like it's a story that goes full circle. See, when I first started kicking it with him, he had nothing good to say about Muslims. He hated Muslims. You know what I'm saying? Because he felt that his parents were Muslims, and Muslims killed his parents. So he couldn't stand no Muslim, you know what I mean? And over the years, he found it in his travels or whatever, you know what I mean? He found peace in that very same religion. So that in itself is beautiful, you know what I'm saying? And it's beautiful. The brother, you know, he came a long way, you know what I mean? And I'm happy for him. And, you know, I kind of look to him in a certain way, you know, look to him, not look up to him, but I look to him with reverence and respect, you know what I mean? Because I know what he come from. And I know that he's come a long way. So hopefully watching this movie, people will be able to see it, you know what I'm saying? Because the Mu that he is today is not the Mu that he was 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying? But he's still funny as shit, you know what I mean? So you gotta check it out.